Today I'll be showing you how to build an efficient, simple, and easy hostile mob farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This thing is incredibly easy and simple to build. It's also expandable, so you can start off small and build it up later on. It's also a great source of experience, and it provides about 5,500 items per hour. This mob farm is great for the early game because it is incredibly easy to build. There's no expensive materials inside of it. There's hardly any redstone at all, and of course you can expand it, so you can start off with just a single layer and then build up more layers as you want. The inside of the farm is very simple. We just have some floors, some scaffolding, and some water, so it is really straightforward to build. As you can see, it is constantly killing mobs, and you're constantly getting a full stream of items and experience delivered directly to the player. We get a ton of different stuff from this mob farm, all the goodies that you would expect, like gunpowder and bones, along with a bunch of other items like iron, sugar, and redstone from witches. This farm gives you about 5,500 items per hour, so after an hour of AFK, you'll have all of these goodies right here. As you can see, quite a bit of gunpowder. You also get all of this junk and 275 non-stackable items. So that's all of this, all of this, all of that, all of those. You also get 64 levels an hour, or you get to level 30 within about 9 minutes of using the farm. You can build this farm wherever you want, on realms, servers, solo, worlds, on any simulation distance. It doesn't matter. You can build it on any world and it'll work just fine. Another nice thing about this farm is because we're so far below the Trident killer, we actually have a quiet AFK spot. You can't even hear all those guys dying or anything like that. This mob farm is intended for the early game and early Minecraft worlds. It provides just enough resources for most worlds, I would think, but I also have another mob farm that makes 12,000 drops an hour. Links to that is down below, but it is a more advanced build. If you like this kind of tutorial, then drop a like and subscribe. I'll have more tutorials out soon and you don't want to miss them. And let's get into the tutorial. All the material types that you need to build this are in my inventory. Exact quantities can be found in the description, but if you're building the roof, you can either make it the simple method and the cheap method, or you can use tinted glass, which is much more expensive. You can build this mob farm anywhere you want, but it's going to be up in the air off of the ground. That way you don't need to spawn proof anything. I'm going to be building over the ocean because, well, that's just where I put on my mob farms. The first thing that we're going to do is build our AFK spot, which is going to be a basic little platform. You can expand this to be whatever you want, but choose a spot, and that is going to be the middle. Make sure there is no chunk borders within a couple of blocks of this, otherwise your Trident killer might get messed up. Now, I'm building over the ocean on Sim 4, so my platform is going to be at Y106. If you're building above land, you just need to go at least 44 blocks above the surface, and if you're playing on higher sim distances, then you'll need to build this platform higher up in the air. That way mobs don't spawn on the ground beneath you. The first thing we're gonna do is go 18 blocks above the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is block number 18 right here. So we're going to place ourselves 2 pieces of glass in these areas, replace that with a piece of glass, and then we just need an upside down stair right there. We're going to be building up ourselves the Trident killer now, but before we do that, place in yourself a little platform down here. That way we can place in some more of the difficult blocks later on. So place in solid blocks going all the way around this 2x2 platform, except in front of that stair. So it should look like this. And now we need ourselves pistons in all 4 of these locations. So just spin around in a circle. You need solid blocks in all of these areas and another stair right there. Now get a dropper in this corner. Grab yourself some repeaters. We need a repeater on 2 ticks right here, and another one in this corner. And now we just need observers facing all of those repeaters. So crouch to place that one, an observer facing that dropper, and then another observer right there. Again, just going around in a circle. And finally, 4 solid blocks in all of these locations, and that will finish up your Trident killer. And this is what the Trident killer should look like once you have it all built up. Now we need to get all of our items and experience out of there. So the first thing that we're going to do is break out this block and replace it with a dispenser facing into that stair. Make sure it's a dispenser and put a water bucket in there. We also need to break out this block underneath that observer and have another observer facing upwards right there. Now to deal with baby zombies, we need to place in an upper trapdoor right there. Get in yourself a slab underneath your stair, a magma block right here, another block right here with another trapdoor on it, and then we need a block here, stair here, block, and then a wall right here, and then just simply place in a block there and 2 blocks to the side, block above that, 3 blocks above all that. Now that you have something in this general shape, just make sure that you place in a water bucket on that stair. It shouldn't flow out these sides or anything like that, and it should flow into that wall. And now you can just place some slabs on top of those 3 blocks. You can also go ahead and remove your temporary platform. So this little system right here just kills the baby zombies and then sends all the items and experience directly downwards. So right underneath this wall right here is going to be the input to your storage system. So keep that in mind for later. Now we're just going to put 3 blocks going up right here and a lever. This is going to be our temporary on and off switch for the Trident killer, but if you unflick that, we should see everything go around in a circle. Now put some slabs on top of all these blocks, and we need to put in a little wall right here on the side to contain these spiders. Slab the top of that. We need a wall on this side as well, slab the top of it, and one last wall on this side to contain the spiders as well. And now we're going to build upwards a little bit, so we need some glass blocks in these areas and then solid blocks in all of these locations. Go ahead and put another 3 glass blocks in these areas and then on these sides as well. And this is going to be our drop chute connecting it to the spawning floors in our mob farm. So we need 2 more layers of glass on all 4 of these little walls right here to make our drop chute. Now we're going to put in some coral fans on the inside at this layer right here. This is going to trick the mobs into thinking they're full blocks, so that way they're more easily go into the kill chamber. We need 4 signs in these locations right here above the kill chamber, and now we need to get in a stair right here with a block next to it because we're going to be waterlogging it, and then a stair on this side with a block next to it as well. Now once you have those stairs and blocks in place, you can put a water bucket in there, water bucket in there, and a water bucket in that corner, and that is going to flush all the mobs from your little ledge into the Trident killer. To finish your Trident killer, you just need to place in a water bucket on that stair right there, and then throw a Trident into your Trident killer. Ideally, you want impaling 5 on your Trident, that way you kill the mobs quicker and get better rates, but a regular Trident will also work. So that is the most complicated part of the farm entirely done now. Congratulations! Everything from here on out is incredibly simple. Now it's time to build these spawning platforms. You're going to be building this out of solid blocks. I'll be using quartz because it looks nice, but you can use stone or stone bricks, whatever you got laying around. We're going to count out by 8 blocks from the sides of this glass rim right here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do that on all 4 sides going out. That way we have a big plus shape. So this is what it should look like, and now you need to connect all those edges together. That way we have a big square, and then fill in absolutely all of those blocks. And now we have a giant platform. So we just need to cut off of the corners of these a little bit. That way we can get the water to flow properly. So we're just going to take 3 blocks off of each corner like so. Now that we've cut the corners, we need to build up a 2 block tall wall on the outside edge of this entire build, going all the way around this thing. So just go ahead and get that filled in. And that's what the entire wall should look like once you have it done. As you can see, it's basically a wall. And now we need to fill in this entire thing with scaffolding, except for the very outside edges because we need water there and scaffolding's a bit weird. So yeah, just go ahead and fill in this entire thing. Once you filled in all the scaffolding, this is what it should look like. So now we need to place in some temporary blocks going all the way around the edges. So all these places need some temporary blocks, preferably something that is easily mineable. That way you can remove it quickly. And that's what it should look like. So now we need to put in a water source on every single one of those solid blocks. So if you have some water buckets, you can pretty easily just walk around and place one on every other block, or you can fill in this entire thing with ice on top of all these temporary blocks and then remove that with your, pickaxe, so that way it instantly turns into water. Whatever works for you. Try not to break your mob farm. Ice is definitely the easiest, but keep in mind that scaffolding is 1 punch now, so it could be easy to also break your farm. And once you're done, this is what all the water should look like. So now you just need to go through and replace all of your solid blocks with some scaffolding going all the way around the edge of the farm. Now you just need to go to the middle and place in some coral fans on all of these edges. That way mobs more easily fall off and go into the Trident killer. You should also place slabs above this entire edge right here. That way nothing spawns in these areas. This is technically a functional mob farm now. If you turned on your Trident killer and went down to your AFK spot at nighttime, you should see some mobs dying in there. But of course, it's pretty bad, and we don't have a roof on it, so it only works at nighttime. Now, building up this mob farm is really easy. You just need to build 5 more layers on top of it, identical to this one right here. They are exactly the same. So I'll walk you through how to build 1 more layer, and then we'll build the roof on it. To build up your next layer, you need to fill in an entire layer of solid blocks in between all these slabs. So you can just walk through here and fill in all the blocks in this area. So this is what the base of your next spawning floor is, but if you wanted to be really, really cheap about it, you could just fill in the middle bit right here, spam down some torches on the roof, and now your mob farm works at nighttime. you're welcome. But we're not here for that. We want to turn this into a much better mob farm. So this is the floor of layer 2, and now you just need to build up a wall going all the way around these things, and that's it. And once you have your walls in place, you just need to fill in all the scaffolding, put in the temporary blocks, put in your water sources, replace your temporary blocks with scaffolding, and that is your second layer on the farm. You can build a maximum of 6 layers if you're playing on a sim distance of 4, so go ahead and build up as many as you want, and then it's time for the roof. And that is what a fully stacked mob farm should look like. Now, to build the roof on it, you can do 2 things. You can do the expensive route, which is really easy, and that is just filling in tinted glass everywhere. And that's what it would look like. As you can see, it's a lot of tinted glass, but you can do it. If you don't want to use tinted glass, then we're going to need a lot of blocks and leaves. The first thing to do for the cheaper method is to just put a layer of slabs at the 3rd block layer. This is going to prevent endermen from spawning because then they would just teleport instantly. Once you have the mini roof in place, we need to go by 3 blocks from your slab roof, and then on the 4th block, we need a layer of leaves covering up the entire inner layer. So basically, it should be a 19 by 19 square of leaves directly above the farm, and it does need to be leaves, otherwise the rates of your farm will be significantly reduced. And that's what the leaf roof should look like. You don't need leaves above this outer layer of slabs right here, just above wherever you have spawning spots. And in the very middle of the farm, directly above the center, this is right above your AFK spot, you need to put in a block and then a slab. That way you don't have phantom spawning. Now go to the corners and we're going to count out by 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And do that on every corner. Once you've counted out by 79, go ahead and connect each side to one another and then connect them diagonally as well. That way you have this big circle going around your farm. And then you just need to fill in all those empty spaces with solid blocks. That way you have one solid roof to block out all the light, allowing your farm to spawn fully during the day. So to spawn proof of this roof and make sure things don't spawn up here, all we need is 8 torches. So go out from your center in every direction and place 1 torch on the furthest edge. So just 4 torches like that. And then from the center, you also need to go out diagonally to the furthest edge as well and place 1 torch on all 4 sides. And that's enough to light up the entire roof to make sure nothing spawns up there. Now, you might still get some wandering traders or pillager patrols up there, and if you want to stop those guys, then you're going to have to slab the entire roof, which is kind of a pain, but it's fine. Now the mob farm is complete. All you need to do is turn on your Trident killer. As you can see, we're already getting a ton of guys in there, and now you can simply stand down here at your AFK spot. We're going to be getting a ton of experience and drops dumped right here onto this block. So this is going to be the input to your storage system, and of course you can build up whatever kind of storage system that you want. We're already getting a bunch of junk. As you can see, you get a lot of items from this farm. Sometimes the mobs will be wearing thorns, so you'll get a little bit of knockback. So I would recommend putting some glass panes around your AFK spot. That way you don't get knocked around too much. For an on-off switch, you could easily use a redstone torch tower going up the side to activate this block of a redstone dust, or you could just use a lever right there and have scaffolding or a ladder going up. Make sure you're holding a looting 3 sword when you go AFK, and that's it for this super simple Bedrock Edition mob farm. If you enjoyed this video, then drop a like, share it around, and make sure you are subscribed. Thank you so much for watching.